Hi there, it's LaShanda Henry here, aka Sister Sense, and today I get to talk to you about some simple, practical, smart things you can do to become a money magnet, to really tap into your profit potential as an entrepreneur and to attract the kind of abundance you want in your life and in your business on your terms. So, for today's conversation around how you can become a money magnet, I am going to talk to you about one of, I think, the most important things you need to do, and that is you need to start preparing for opportunities. At the end of the day, we all want an opportunity to come our way and help take us to the next level. But here's the deal. A lot of people are in spaces where, as opposed to preparing for opportunities, they're wishing for them. They're waiting for them to kind of fall into their lap and get lucky one day and wondering why it happens for everybody else and not for them, when the truth is, the reality is, you have to prepare for opportunities. One of my favorite quotes is as follows: "It's better to prepare for opportunities and have none than to have an opportunity and not be prepared." You don't want to fall into something fabulous happening to you and then find yourself lost in trying to run around and figure out, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? You want to be prepared for the opportunities that you want, not just because preparation is important, but more importantly, because when you prepare for opportunities, you're telling yourself, you're telling your higher power, you're telling the universe, I am ready for better. I am ready for abundance, and I have created the space for me to receive that better and abundance in my life. So we're going to talk about preparing for opportunities today, and I'm going to share with you 7 things that you should be preparing for as an entrepreneur. Okay? Now, first thing I'm going to ask you is this. If I were to say to you, I have $10,000 right now to give to you, because I know you're an entrepreneur, you're a business person, and I'm ready to work with you, I need you to respond. I know that you can't actually respond to me right now, but if you were to hear me say those words to you, how would you respond? What do you have for me to be able to work with you and get value from you at $10,000? This is a question that I've been asking a lot of my clients to think about, because here's the deal. Number one, you want to bring in abundance in your life. You have to stop playing small. It's not about the $1 and the $10, or just about the $1 or the $10 or getting a few $100s here and there. It's about how you can elevate and ask for more, expect more, and create a space for more in your business and in your life. So for some people, hearing $10,000, that's nothing, right? They're like, "Ooh, already, I know what I got for you. I'm ready. I'm ready." But for a lot of people, for most people, the idea of being in a space where they have something of value to sell at $10,000, or even, to be honest with you, even at $100 or $1,000 is scary. It's frightening. It's, oh my gosh, what are you asking me? You're triggering me right now. I'm not in that space. But listen, one of the things that I talk about in this conversation around being a money magnet and attracting abundance is getting out of survival mode and entering thrive mode. You go from survive to thrive. In order for you to do that, you've got to stop playing small and stop expecting just enough, because good enough is not enough when you're still struggling to get by. So the first thing I asked you was simply, if I was to say, I'm ready to work with you, here's $10,000 right now, what do you have? What do you have? Now, I'm going to talk to you like I mentioned before, about a few things that you should prepare for. And I want you to be able to get a notebook so that we can work on this together. Hopefully you have the Money Magnet workbook, because there's some fabulous worksheets in there that can help you process a lot of these questions that I'm asking you. But there are also note pages too, where you can kind of reflect on, or, think about some of the things that either are triggering you, that are making you feel afraid or nervous or excited about the possibilities of what you can do in the future. So I do hope you have the Money Magnet workbook. But if not, at the very least, get your notebook out and get ready to get clear about some things you need to do, and some things, opportunities you need to prepare for, to bring new revenue, new money, new opportunities into your life and in your business. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is $3,000 a month, my 3K challenge. When I started my entrepreneurial journey almost 2 decades ago, I was in a place where I was like, you know what, I do want to bring in money. And if I could bring in, wait, no, my correction. I've been online for 2 decades now. But this 3K challenge, I actually created about 11 years ago. I've been working online for almost 20 years. And for the first part of that time, I was doing it as a side hustle, right? You know what that is. You got your 9 to 5 and you're doing your business on the side. For half of that time, I was doing it on the side. Then when I tongue-tied, when I transitioned to North Carolina about 11 years ago, I was a full-time, full-fledged work-at-home entrepreneur. At that point, I said I need to be able to create a sustainable income for myself if I'm not going to be working for somebody else, and I'm not going to have a paycheck anymore. So at that time, I was like, I need to bring in at the very least $2,500, $3,000, right? So I created a 3K challenge because I was like, this is how much I need at the very minimum, right? And I'm going to be honest with you. When I was in that space, I was in survival mode. And I was like, listen, I just need at the very least, $2,500, $3,000 so that I can cover my expenses and do what I need to do for my family. Right. So in that space, one of the things that I thought about was, how am I going to realistically make that happen? Okay, how am I going to realistically get to a point where I could generate that kind of money? So essentially, the first thing that I did that I had to focus on was, what exactly am I going to sell to bring in this $3,000 a month, $2,500, $3,000 a month, which is how I created the 3K challenge. Essentially, that was me challenging myself and saying, okay, listen, how can you make $100 a day for 30 days, which would essentially translate into $3,000 for the month? The first thing that I did was I said, okay, well, if I have $10 offers, because at the time I was deathly afraid of charging a lot of money for stuff, right? Because I was in survival mode, and I was like, if it costs too much, they're not going to buy it, right? That's a whole other conversation about the things that we say to ourselves to block our abundance. But I already told myself nobody was going to buy expensive stuff from me, so I had to sell at a low price point. Okay. And we're going to talk about that in another session, but let's stay on this one. So I essentially at that point said to myself, if I have one $10 offer and I can sell 10 of those a day, that's $100 a day to hit that 3,000, right? But in that space, I also said to myself, okay, let's be honest. 10 sales of a $10 offer sounds great, but that's not always going to happen. I'm not going to be able to always get that many people, because it sounds like a little bit. But if you're an entrepreneur and you're really trying to get into a space where you're getting visible online, getting one person, let alone 10 people to buy one particular offer can be challenging. So I said to myself, okay, so I got to find a way to make this happen. So in addition to me coming up with one $10 offer, let me start thinking about 10 $10 offers that I can create. So I can diversify, and then if they don't buy this one, maybe they'll buy that one and work it out. So at the time, I had different offers like, you can get ad space on my website, or you can download this audio or download this ebook, right? I had all these different things, but at that $10 rate so that I can work towards the 10, 10s, $100 a day. And then at the same time, I said, okay, well, if my goal is $100 a day, then I need to sell some stuff at $100 to bring in that $100 a day. Because maybe today I make 100 just one shot versus me having to get 10 different sales from 10 different things. I said to you, I don't know if you've ever heard me tell the story about back in the day, I used to build websites for $100, right? I used to do a lot. And then when I started making ebooks, one of my first bundles was my Black Business Starter Kit, because I had all these ebooks that I wrote. So I put them all in the kit and I was like, here, get that, and I created a $97 bundle. I was like, listen, I've got to come up with smart ways, different ways to create $10 offers and even $100 offers for me to hit this 3K goal. By the way, my 3K challenge, I really go into the different strategies that I did for myself to make it work for me that you can try. So if you're curious about it, you can go to sistersense.com/3KC for 3K challenge to learn more about that, because there's a whole system to it. But I kind of want to talk about that because being in a space where I got specific about how much money I wanted to make, and in this case, I'm talking about $3,000, and then specific about what I was going to sell to make that money, that's what allowed me to prepare for the money that began coming in. Okay. And so the first thing that you've got to do is prepare for the kind of money that you want to make on a monthly basis and figure out what you're going to make and sell to reach your goal. Right. And so I started with those $10 offers and services along with the $100 offers and services. And that's where the first level of my preparation began. So you've got to prepare for specifically how much money you want to bring in every month, what you're going to sell, and whether they be digital, physical, or products or services to make that happen. Okay. That's number one. Then number two, I said to myself, beyond me being in a space where I'm trying to figure out how to get in $10 or $100, now it's time for me to multiply my money. Now it's time for me to start working smarter and not harder, right? Because, I love my low price point products, but let's be honest, you need a whole lot more of the $1 products and the $10 products to hit 4 and 5 figures than you do of high price point products. So I said to myself, okay, my goal is $3,000 a month, right? Okay. So how can I make not $100 a day, but $1,000 in a day? Because guess what? If I make $2,000 this month, then I don't need as many $10 products to sell for me to hit my 3K goal, right? I said, you know what? I'm going to figure out how I can make 1K a day and make that happen. I'm going to figure out how I can make 3K in one day and make that happen. So I'm not in a space where I have to depend upon the 10s or the 5s or the 100s here or there to sustain myself. That's a big thing. You've got to prepare for bigger opportunities, because here's the deal. Some people like myself, maybe you're an information entrepreneur, maybe you're an author, and honestly, all you have are the $10, the $15, and the $20 products, right? And so it's hard for you to get to a space where you can generate thousands of dollars on a monthly basis because you don't have higher price point products. You're limited in that respect. Right. And honestly, it's all about being in a space where you can be aware of opportunities where you can quickly bring in more money and do less work at the same time. So let me give you a few examples of that. In order for you to create the space to have 1K days or 3K days, you have to first create the offers. And at the time, when I was doing my tens and hundreds and twenties sales, $20 sales, I didn't have those offers. So I had to sit down and get really quiet with myself to identify, okay, where is my value? Where is my worth? Where do I feel like I can confidently create something of this price point and actually sell it? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Before I got to the 1K one day, I had to first figure out a $500 offer, right? So I went from selling web services for $100 to, okay, now I have a $500 web package. And that was a huge transition for me, but I got there. Now I have a web package that is $1,000, right? And the funny thing about it is, I don't even blink and people pay for that, like water. Like it just is fluid. It flows for me to get $1,000 for a web package. And, I think about those days, those years ago, when just the thought of getting $500 had me shaken. Right? But I put my big girl panties on and I started to evolve, and that brought in abundance. I even have a package that's I actually have two packages. One of the things that I do is, I build different kinds of websites. So, I said, okay, I'm going to create something that's a la carte. So by creating a la carte packages, that made it easy for me to create higher price point products. So let me explain that. My base package to build a website is $650, right? So I raised my base from $500 to $650. 5-page website. Then I said, listen, if you want me to do a five-page website for you, but maybe you want a store too. Okay, that's $1,000. So I'm going to do the basic 5-page, plus I'm going to give you a premium store, set that up for you. That's $1,000. Now, store is one thing, but I do a whole other stuff. I'm just kind of giving you an example, right? But then I have my $3,000 package, and I'm like, okay, I'll do your 5 pages for you, or 5 to 10 pages for you. I'll set up a store for you. What if you want an email sign up and you want to be able to automatically send people emails? I'll set that up for you too. Now you've got 2, 3 extra things you want in addition to me setting up the store. Maybe you want a membership website. You want some other cool features. You want me to help you with graphics for your social media platforms. More features. Now we're looking at that $3,000 package versus the $1,000 package. And I'm going to be honest with you. I have a $5,000 and I have a $10,000 package because the price points go up based on the needs of my clients. And guess what? I have clients who come to me and all they can afford is something between $450 and $650. And I have clients who come to me and they drop $5,000 or $10,000 down one time in that day and say, listen, I know that you know what to do, so go do it. Right? But before I could attract those customers, I had to create offers for them. And the person who was coming to me, who before I didn't even know they could have paid $5,000 and $10,000. You know why they didn't pay it? Because I didn't have a $5,000 package and I didn't have a $10,000 package. So either they got my 500 because that's all I was offering, or they said, you know what, this girl is too cheap. She has nothing that's at my price point that's going to give me the kind of value that I want. I'm going elsewhere. So when you think about you bringing in abundance to yourself and into your business, you got to see that there are different conversations here. On one level, when you're in survival mode and everything you do is at a low price point, you're blocking yourself. You're basically you are blocking yourself off from the people who would spend more with you if you had more premium things for them, right? So I went from just number one, thinking about what I'm going to do to bring in small amounts of money on a daily basis to, okay, let me number two, instead of me thinking about how to bring in $3,000 in 30 days, let me think about how to bring in $3,000 in one day. That was a transformation. That was a new money magnet conversation that brought in abundance into my business. Now, I know for some people, maybe that came naturally to you, so you're already there and you've already got high price point products. But for a lot of people, this is a game changer. This is a dream and a personal pusher to rise above your circumstances, to rise above your comfort zone and take yourself into a new space, another level. And it might be unfamiliar to you and it might feel a little uncomfortable to you, because I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't charge 5,000 or 10,000 in the beginning because I was young, and I didn't even know at the time what 5,000 or $10,000 looked like. To be honest with you, in all actuality, I mean, you're talking about a person who, when I was working my 9 to 5, I don't even think I was bringing in $30,000 for the year. I wasn't fresh out of college. I was barely making that much, right? So to be in a space where I can tell you I've made 5 or 10 or $15,000 in one day, man, that would have been the majority of what I brought in one year. So sometimes some of these price points are hard to imagine you asking that of other people, because it's hard to imagine what it would be like for you to have that for yourself. But you have to visualize it. You have to plan for it. You have to prepare for it and work towards it, because you're never going to get it if you feel like, well, I've never gotten it, so I'm not going to put it out there because it's scary, it's unfamiliar. I don't even know what that would look like. I didn't necessarily knew what it would look like, but I visualized the hell out of it and worked as much as I could to get it, so until that became a reality for me. Okay? How are you going to make that a reality for you? Number 2. Number 3 in this conversation around preparing for opportunities, outside of preparing for what you can bring in on a monthly basis or what you can bring in on a daily basis, you need to prepare for working with the same people more often. Now, that's a big thing for me, because as a newbie entrepreneur, I had a lot of different mythologies and misconceptions in my mind. And for many reasons, I really was in a space where I really just always wanted to quickly complete a task or quickly complete a project and do the thing that the person paid for, because I had so much anxiety around it. So it was kind of always like, for me, on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. For a lot of reasons. I wanted to quickly complete it because I didn't want them to complain about me taking too long or them wanting a refund, because when you're in survival mode, there is no money to give back, right? So I'm like, I got to get this done real quick. I was in quickly complete and on to the next one, because I didn't want them to ask me for more stuff, because there was only but so much I could do. And because I was charging ridiculously little to nothing, the idea of them asking me for more meant I was going to do more work for little to nothing. One of the things that I talk about when it comes to being a money magnet, and hopefully you had an opportunity to listen to my session on really 7 things that you need to do to manifest more money into your life. One of the things I talked about was this concept of working hard. And being in survival mode, I worked a lot to get a little. A part of that was me, had nothing to do with them, because I'm the business owner, I'm the entrepreneur, I'm in control of the prices, and yet I found myself feeling powerless and being in the hands of the customers, pricing just in a space out of desperation to get whatever I could get. And so in that space, you will find yourself resistant to wanting to work with people more, because you're like, I don't want to do this with this person anymore. They're not paying me a lot of money. Part of that is you not charging what you're worth and what you should be asking for, right? And so there are a lot of misconceptions that come around when it comes to, well, I don't want to work with this person anymore. I need a new customer. I need a new client. Some of that is in the perception of other people around you. When you look at other entrepreneurs and you're like, okay, well, I've got 5 customers and they've got 500 customers. I'm doing something wrong. I need to start, doing that wheel where they're coming in and they're going out and I'm getting more people in, right? So just being in a space where I was fixated on new customers and more traffic, I was always like, no, 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 I can't do that for you. And, we're done. Okay, yeah, we're done. We're done. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. And I may not have verbally said that to customers, but in some way I did subconsciously just on how I ran my business, right? So one of the things that I learned how to do was number 3 here was create spaces where I worked with the same people over longer periods of time. So as opposed to me focusing so much on one-off sales, I started to create ongoing sales experiences for my customers, really listening to them. There's one client in particular that I can think about at those beginning stages when I was building websites and offering my services. And I'm telling you, like, if she asked me to talk to her on the phone, I was like, I don't do that. Okay, you can email me. I don't talk to people on the phone. LaShanda, I know you did my website, but can you help me with my email? I don't do that. I only build websites. I'm sorry, I don't do that. Okay, well, can you do, I don't, I was losing money, leaving money on the table because I was so really kind of stubborn and stuck in, I only do this. I'm done here. Go away. I know that sounds horrible, but be in a space where you get real with yourself. If you find yourself doing those things, like, I don't want to work with this person anymore. I want a new person. A part of that because you feel like you're working really hard for a little bit of money. And another part of that being you fixating on feeling this rush feeling of I need new customers. I'm not really a valid business owner because I don't have a lot of people working with me, and my business, I can't show that it's booming because my customer base is small. The reality is I make a lot of money with a small customer base because I do good work, and the people that I work with consistently come back and work with me on a regular basis. They work with me on a regular basis. So I want you to think about that. What kind of ongoing experiences can you create for your clients so it's an opportunity for you to work with them for longer periods of time? I'm a visual girl. I'll give you a few examples. After I build a website, people want updates. So I created a retainer package, my Get More Done package at sistasense.com/GMD for Get More Done. So whether it be 6, 10, 12, 20 hours, people can sign up for retainer packages. And after we do the main website, they can come back and work with me and I can do updates for them. And I'm not only just doing that, but I'm helping them with their email, creating ebook covers, finishing courses, doing lead magnets, creating graphics for their social platforms. I've diversified and gone from just, here, I can build your website, to I can help you create your digital content information empire above and beyond just me helping you put a few pages online to call that your website, right? So there are ways in which you can build long-term relationships with your clients, but you have to come up with them and create the space for them. So for example, one of the one-off offers that I have is the opportunity to talk to me for a clarity call. Right? So you can call me.sistasense.com, schedule a call with me, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, even 3 hours, right? And I was doing my clarity calls for a while, just like that, one-off calls. And I realized that there were certain people who they just kept calling. And so I said, you know what? Why should I sit here and try to figure out how to get more people to call me when there's this group of people who are like, LaShanda, I just need to talk to you like once a week. But I don't know, do I have to do these calls individually? What else do you have? Out of that came my insider circle. My insider circle clients pay $97 to $297 a month to talk to and work with me. I created the space for it and they flocked to it because they wanted it. I just didn't provide it before. So if you want to bring in abundance, why do you feel like you have to work hard and you have to pound the digital pavement and always figure out how to attract a new customer when there are people who are currently working with you and want to continue working with you, but you have no ongoing experiences for them? I liken it to my local supermarket, your local supermarket, right? You are, in a sense, a customer for life because every week or every 2 weeks or every once a month, you go there and you buy what you need and you keep coming back because your food, your toiletries, the things that you need in your home are perishable and you need to replenish them. It's the same thing with what I do. There are services that there are services that I offer that people say, okay, that was a great call. I need another one. Okay, you did an update for me. I need another one. Okay, you built a website for me. I need another one. I mean, these are things that people need. So you have to be in a space where you can create, again, ongoing experiences for your customers. Prepare for those opportunities. Okay, that's number 3. Number four, you have to diversify the different types of people that you work with. I learned that very quickly. I was in a space where I was building websites and I was creating web packages and preparing for people to work with me as a web designer. And guess what? The struggle was real. Why? Because not a lot of people knew me and because web packages are high price point packages. So when I wasn't getting somebody paying me a couple of $100s to build a website, I wasn't making any money. But then I realized that I have to diversify because there are other people out there who want stuff from me. Now, diversification for me started with, as I'm talking about number 4, it started with diversifying the types of people that I worked with. So my services were DIFY, done for you, things that I do for people. That's one category. Then I realized that there was a DIY category, people who wanted do-it-yourself stuff, people who read self-help books, and people who are looking for you to kind of train them in something, and then they'll take the wheels and do what they need to do to make it happen. So in that space, that's when I really started to dig in to teaching people about me not just building websites for them, but how they could create a website that turned into a sustainable business, how they can market their website, how they could blog, how they could make money online, how they could get into affiliate marketing. And in that space, I started to not only have DFY, but DIY products and solutions that helped me bring in more money. Then I took it a step further and created a space that I call BLY, which is Be Like You, because as I was working with people via my service packages and people were working through my information products, my ebooks, my audios, my courses, they started to say, man, LaShanda, I want to be like you when I grow up. I love this, but I have some questions. Can you work with me? I would love to sit on the phone. I would love to talk to you. How can I do that? So I started to create these BLY experiences because I'm going to tell you in the very beginning, I told people, listen, I'm a typer, not a talker. Don't ask me to get on the phone because it's not happening. For the first few years of me doing this real time, like real full effect, I was deathly afraid of the phone. I didn't want to get on the phone and have people ask me questions that I felt like I wasn't prepared or experienced to answer. And there were things that I did to get better at that. But when I got better at it, I realized there was a BLY market that I was not tapping into, of all of these people who, whether it be on the phone or live and in person, every year I have a live workshop where people come out, ladies come out, and for 2 to 3 days they work with me one-on-one so they can be like me, so they can create the kind of content and experiences that I create online, and we can do that one-on-one. I have even clients fly out to be with me privately for a few days or even a week so that we can work together. So I have the the BLY, Be Like You services, the DIY, Do It Yourself services and packages, and then I have the DFY, the Done For You. Diversifying my target audience allowed me to tap into my profit potential on a level that initially I was not. Right? So dig deeper into number 4. Who are you targeting right now? And how can you diversify your target without feeling like you've got to do 4 or 5 completely different businesses? How can you really maximize your gift and still diversify your target, right? Making the most of your skill set, but creating products and services that appeal to different types of people. You got to prepare for those opportunities, number 4. Number 5, diversify your options. You have to diversify the options that you provide to your customers. So let me talk about what that looks like. You're going to have people who come to you and say, I need more. What's next? So think about an offer that you've got. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's a course, maybe it's a service like me. I've got my web design services. When they're finished that, if the person now says to you, what's next? What do you have? Now, a lot of people go, ooh, I have nothing. Well, listen, you've got to prepare for the opportunity of that person saying to you, I need more of what you got, right? I need more. And so, for example, like I mentioned before, if a client comes to me and says, LaShanda, you built my website. Yay, that's great. I need more. I can say, okay, well, I have my Done For You pack, what's called Defy, Do Everything For You. I have my Do Everything For You package. That's $3,000. I have my Get More Done package that starts at $1,000. What do you need? I've got you, right? Being able to answer the question of I need more, what you got, is so important. So for example, I teach marketing, right? And I have a marketing course on specifically how you can use blog marketing. And I have clients who say, okay, well, LaShanda, I've got that. What you got next? Okay, now that you did the blog marketing, let's dive into video marketing or audio marketing. I always have something next in the pipeline for my clients because I'm consistently not just trying to figure out what can I do to appeal to new people, but I'm always taking the time to get better at what can I do to better serve my people. That's where your magic is when it comes to really being a money magnet. A lot of people get fixated on the numbers and trying to get more new people when it's so much easier to sell to somebody you've already sold to. They know you, they see the value, and they are committed to working with you. There's no fear or anxiety of, I don't know this person, I'm going to give them my money, and what if they don't give me what I need, right? You've already surpassed and gone past those anxieties to a place where you have a relationship, a working relationship. So you've got to continue working that relationship to the best of your ability, right? So how do you answer the question, I need more? Are you ready? Are you prepared for that? I need more. What do you got? Or here's another one. I need less. What do you got? Now, a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, they struggle in their business. They find themselves in a space of survive versus thrive because they're saying, well, they don't buy my stuff because they say they can't afford it. They can't afford it, right? So what are you doing? What are you doing to prepare for someone saying to you, I can't afford it? See, I had to learn how to do that from the very beginning, or I can honestly say I didn't know how to do it in the beginning, but with time and experience, I had to learn how to get better at that. So as I was raising my web design rates and people came in, there were people who said, oh my God, this is great, bam. And then there are people who go, oh, wow, that's great, but that's too much, right? I can't afford that. So let me just kind of give you a conversation that I would have with a potential client. And using that conversation, I'm going to share with you how I prepare for opportunities at every single level. Okay? So Person comes to me, LaShanda, I want to get a membership website. I want to have my own ebooks. I want to have a store. I want to have my WordPress. I need you to set all of that up for me. What is it? How much does it cost? Okay, I got you. It's $3,000. Woo! 3,000? Yeah. Okay, well, I can't afford that. Okay, well, that's the premium package right there. I do have a package at 1,500. Well, 1,500, what's that? Okay, well, you can get this plus this. Oh, okay, well, that's cool, but my budget's still kind of tight. Okay, all right, I got you. 1,500 doesn't work. I also have a package at 1,000, and I have a package at 650. Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna take the $1,000 one. Got you. All right, good. So, number one, I go down the different price point options to help my clients find a price point that works for them. Back in the day, I would either have the cheapest thing because I was afraid that if I said anything more than that price point, they wouldn't pay for it. Or if I said, oh, it's $500 and they're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money, I can't pay for that. I would go, okay, well, I'll do it for $250 because you're going to deep discount it because you're trying to figure out how to bring in the money, right? I don't do that. I'm like, okay, listen, it's $650. Can you work with that? Okay, well, I can't work with that. Okay, well, I do have a training on how you can set up your own website and blog, and it's $50. Okay, well, if you can't get the training, then I don't know what to tell you. But I'm not in a rush. I always tell my clients there's no rush. Think about it, reflect on it. I'm not going anywhere. I have different products at different price points. So if you want to DIY build the website yourself, here's my course to help you get started. But if you want me to do it for you, here are some offers that I've created to help you with that. And if they say, you know what, LaShanda, I really, really, really want your $1,000 package, but I can't afford $1,000 today. I'll say, okay, well, I've got a payment plan. You can do one part, you can do two parts, you can do 4 parts, right? I used to say, you know what? It's $1,000 and yeah, it's $1,000. And if they could pay it, great. But if they couldn't pay it and they walked away, I didn't get that client. Now I'm getting clients who will get the $1,000 package. Literally, I'm going to give you a funny story. One weekend, I had 3 clients pay for my $1,000 package. One person paid in full. One person did the 2-part and the other person did the 4-part. I cannot make this up. 3 people got the same package in one day. So basically I made $3,000 that day. $3,000 in 3 different ways, in that one person paid the full 1,000, the other person paid the first half, and then the other person paid the first quarter because they decided to break it up in 4 parts. The point being, I did not lose a client because I diversified my options. So you want to think about that for yourself. Are you ready and prepared for the person who says to you, I want more? Are you ready and prepared for the person who says to you, I need less? You never want to be in a space where you feel like you are locked in or bullied into deep discounting your services or working really, really, really hard for a little bit of money. I always flip the script. I'm like, listen, if you can't afford this much, there's another package down here with less stuff. If you want it, you got it. Some people will take the package with less stuff because it works for their budget. And then other people will go, honestly, I really, really want that other package because it has everything that I need. So you know what? I'm going to take that package, but I'm going to break the payments up in an installment plan. I'm going to pay you over the course of the next 4 weeks to 12 weeks because that's what I can realistically do. And I really want to work with you and get everything in this higher price point package. I have a training on, it's called my Sister Sense Savvy Seller Toolkit at sistersense.com/SSTK. SSTK stands for Savvy Seller Toolkit. Inside of that training, it's got maybe 10 trainings in there in the toolkit. One of the things I talk about is how to strategically sell high price point products. Why? Because I had to learn that, and I had to learn it the hard way. Did you hear me when I said that I've been online for almost 2 decades, and over the last 11 years, I've been working at home? You learn a lot when you master your craft. And if you've heard me say these things before, sometimes it's easy for us to go, oh, this person was like an overnight success, because we see them on the come up, and it's like you can't really experience or go back in time and walk through what that person walked through for 10 or 11 or 20 years. But I'm telling you that because the reality is, over that time span, I learned a lot about how to, over time, raise my prices, and then over time, do it in a way that I never felt like I was leaving behind my customers and clients who couldn't afford things at a higher price point, because I had to get smart about diversifying, number one, my target, but then also diversifying my options. Preparing for those conversations is essential, because here's the deal. If you've ever done a consultation as a service professional, if you're not prepared for the person saying, I want more or I need less, you're going to panic when you have a conversation. You're going to panic when you are in survival mode and you're trying to do whatever you can do to get this person to buy from you. You are going to panic, as opposed to be prepared for the conversation and have a product or service that's ready for them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a great example of that. Two conversations that I had that were unexpected, but I was prepared for them, so it all worked out. One conversation I had with a client who said to me, can I get a discount? So I had worked with him before on another project, and he was like, okay, well, can I get a discount on this one? It was for a $3,000 project. And I was like, you know what? Unfortunately, while I'm not in a position to give you a discount, because this is a lot of work here, what I can do is I can offer you this reduced rate at $1,500, and this is what that would include versus this package at $3,000. After the conversation, he said, you know what? I'm going to take the package for $3,000. And for me, that was the funniest conversation, because I could have, if I wanted to, if I was in panic mode, well, thank God I wasn't in survival mode. I was in a position to, if he didn't want it, he didn't want it. It was what it was. I already had a whole lot of other work to do. But above and beyond that, I could have found myself in a space where I was like, oh, wait, he wants a discount and I want to work with him and I don't want to make him feel bad. And so let me give him a discount. Let me just, I don't know, $600 off. You just start saying stuff, right? When you are in reaction mode and you're not prepared. I'm always prepared for that conversation because I have a variation of offers. That's number one. Another example that I can share with you, similar story. A client came to me and said, okay, I want your package, because this package that she wanted also was a $3,000 package. And I said, okay, well, yeah, whenever you're ready, just click the link and let's make it happen. And she was like, oh, I thought that it included this and that, and I was really expecting to get a discount. And if you could do that for me, maybe $500 off, that would be great. And similar situation, where I said, okay, well, I do apologize for any confusion, because this package is $3,000 and that's what it includes. But you know what? I do have a $2,500 package that might be of interest to you. There are a few things that would change. It's got a little bit less in there, but it still has the bones of everything that you need at a reduced rate. And she said, you know what? Thank you so much. I'm going to take the 2,500. So it's an opportunity for me to say to them, I will do what you want, but there are different situations and variations on what you're going to get. So as opposed to you trying to rack your brain or figure out how to accommodate them or how much they can afford, you let them figure it out. You let them crunch the numbers. You let them compare the packages and then come back and say, well, I'll pick this one versus that one. Because when you find yourself in a space where you're unprepared for these hard, uncomfortable conversations, or when you find yourself when you're in situations where, again, you're in survive mode versus thrive mode, those situations cause you to do whatever you need to do, or sometimes you say a price that 5 minutes later you wish you could take back, but you can't take back because you feel like you just signed on the dotted line and committed to it. Those are situations that block your ability to bring in abundance. And that's why I'm very adamant about these solutions being the right practical solutions you need to prepare for abundance. So, number 5, as I mentioned to you, was diversifying your options. Number 6, being able to answer the question, I need you, right? So, we just talked about in number 5, diversifying your options when they say, I need more or I need less. What do you do when they say, I need you specifically, you directly? Okay, let's talk about what that would look like. Now, I work with different types of service professionals, people who are in various industries. And, some of the service professionals I know and work with, these are ladies who are 10, 15, 20, 30 years my senior. And they are in areas where they're making a lot of money and they have a lot of experience at what they do. And they'll come to me and they'll schedule a clarity call and they'll say, LaShanda, I don't know what to do. People are coming to me and saying, I need you because you are amazing at this. And I want you to help me start my nonprofit. I want you to help me get a grant. I want you to help me come into my company and fix it and turn it up because right now it's upside down. What can you do for me? And those instances, they come to me and they're like, LaShanda, how much do I charge? How do I package this? What do I do? Because they're not prepared for the question, I need you. I have opportunities where people come to me and say, I need you to direct me in like 15 different ways. I need your web services. I literally need everything that you have. And for those clients, I created what I call my inner circle package. My inner circle package is 6,000 and it's 10,000. And so in those instances where me saying, oh, I can build a website for you, or I can make a graphic for you, or I can get on a call and talk to you for 60 minutes, there are instances where those little packages are just not enough. And people come and they're like, listen, no. Don't give me that little wishy-washy stuff. I need all of you right now. What do you have? Are you prepared for that? So that's one example. Another example is when people say, listen, I know that you know so much and I need you to come out and speak at my event, or I would love for you to be one of the speakers for my virtual conference. I need you. Are you prepared for that? See, if you are not prepared for the opportunities, you're going to find yourself like spinning in your wheels, running around with like a chicken without a head, or running to someone like me going, what do I do? Right? So I'm not a speaker by trade, but I am a person who is an expert at what I do. So oftentimes people will ask me to speak at various events. Sometimes they'll pay me to come out to speak, or they'll pay for my transportation and my hotel to come out to speak. Sometimes people will, say, listen, I need you to be a part of my virtual conference or what have you. I need you, right? And I'm ready. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. Go to workwithme.sistersense.com. And one of the things that you'll find in there is my media kit. It has my price points, if it's an opportunity for me to get paid, or it has my headshots. It has my links to my websites. It has my long bio. It has my short bio, the professional headshots, all that stuff. My hashtag this, my, at social media that. All that stuff is in there because listen, I don't have time to figure out how to run around and get all them things together. I've prepared for the opportunity. So when they come to me, I am ready for them. A part of you bringing in abundance is you telling the universe, I'm ready for it. Eyes and arms and everything and heart wide open, ready for the opportunity. Because see, when you're not prepared for it, a part of you is scared for you don't know what you're going to get into. You're scared of the unknown. And I know what it's like. I'm afraid sometimes. And when I put big price points on things, it makes my heart skip a beat sometimes. But guess what? Being in a space where you start to create that space and conversation for abundance, allows you to have that abundance become attracted to you, essentially the law of attraction, right? So I have my speaker kit ready. I have my, okay, you need all of me now. Here is my private insider circle premium work with me ready. I have my, oh, okay, so you want to come down and book a hotel and work with me for 3 days because you want to do that. Okay, I have my meet me in NC package. I have my meet me in VA package. Sometimes I'll take clients to one of my favorite resorts in Virginia so we can privately work together, right? I have those packages ready when they say, I need you specifically, not just little pieces of what you got, but all of you, right? Are you ready to answer that question? Are you prepared for those opportunities? The last opportunity that I'm going to share with you today is I need that. Now, when I talk about I need that, there are going to be people in your circle who look at you, look at what you've done, and they go, man, you are a rock star. You are on the glow up, grow up, come up. And if I could just rub up on you and play in your backyard for a little while, my world would be transformed. I need that. What is that thing that you used to do that, to create that, to make that, to build that? I need that. So one of the things that I am very adamant about is you making sure that you leave no money on the table. And outside of focusing on your primary income, you also prepare for opportunities where you can generate extra income through joint venture partnerships and affiliate partnerships. So for example, when clients come to me and they go, oh man, I had somebody say this to me yesterday. I came to your store and I was like, wow. One of my newest clients, she's from Suriname, and it's so amazing to talk to her. She speaks in Dutch and in English. I have clients who are in the UK. One of my clients was from Australia. One of my clients was in the military. So literally, we were having back and forth conversations when she was in Iraq. I mean, listen, I have international clients. And for me, that's an amazing thing because the me who was the 20 something girl sitting in a small apartment trying to figure out how to rub two nickels together could never have imagined I would be in this space. But the only reason I'm here is because I fought the fears and I prepared for opportunities. And in the conversation that I was having with my client from Suriname, she was like, I just have to tell you because I'm so excited to talk to you because I built her website for her. She said, I found you and I got to your website and I looked at your store and I was like, oh my gosh, I need that. It's so amazing. It's so beautiful. You're serving women, you're supporting women, you're doing exactly what I want to do. I need that. Now, my store, I'll tell you full disclosure, is built on a platform called Selz, S-E-L-Z. I love the Selz platform. It's one of 5 of my favorite e-commerce platforms. Yes, I use 5 different platforms for 5 different reasons. But in addition to me using the Selz platform, I'm also an affiliate. So literally, when I say to clients, okay, well, if you want to, you can go to Selz, S-E-L-Z, .sistersense.com and sign up through me. I generate a commission when they sign up for a paid Selz account. Because you can get a free account with Selz or you can get a premium account, and I get a commission when my clients sign up to Selz through me. Okay. Again, I'm a web designer. I can't tell you how many times I've told you that, probably in the last 60 minutes or so. And when clients come to me, they're like, oh my gosh, I love your website. It's beautiful. I know you use WordPress. I have nothing. I need that. Where do I start? And I'll tell them, you know what? For the last, I don't even know, like well over 12 years now, I've been using the company Host Monster. And if you don't have a domain name or you don't have hosting, you can sign up to Host Monster through me. I recommend the platform. And in addition to getting your hosting, when you sign up, you can get a free domain. And I also mentioned to clients that, sometimes Host Monster, well, for the most part, they'll have promotions where you can get a package where you are spending either $3.95 or somewhere up to like $6 or $7.95, and they go $695 or $395, and I'm like, no, $3.95. And people go, what? Because I know some clients who they've gotten third party hosting from companies, and they're paying hand over fist these companies every single month. And I'm like, you can spend less than $100 to get a Host Monster account and get a free domain registered at that. I'm like, listen, just go to hostmonster.sistasense.com. There you go. And I'm like, if you want to use them, great. You don't have to use them. Use whatever you want. The choice is yours. And guess what? I have clients who consistently sign up to Host Monster through me. And every time they do, I generate a $65 commission. Those are two examples of two tools that I use in my business to run my business, that not only do I use them, but I'm affiliated with those particular companies, and I generate revenue when I recommend them to people and they sign up. Prepare for opportunities. Prepare for people coming to you and saying, ooh, I like what you got on. I like that book you read in. I like that tool you use to build that thing. And prepare in such a way that not only do you share, but you generate revenue for sharing. That sharing turns into an earning opportunity for you. Now, there's a side note that I'm going to share with you. I do have a free PDF. It's all about the free tools that I use. Let me say this. They're not all free tools. Some of them are low cost tools, but I'm sharing with you kind of like a short list of some of the low cost, no cost tools that I use. If you're interested in that list, you can get it at sistasense.com/web tools I use. Just put it all together. No spaces. Web tools I use. And that will take you to the page to download that PDF. And I share that PDF with my clients as I'm sharing it with you. And I mention it verbally when I'm talking to clients and they're specifically asking me about a particular thing. If it's something that I just want to share, I share it. If I have an affiliate link for it, I share that as well. But that allows me to be a money magnet. Literally, a few days ago, I got a PayPal commission that came in for a company that I use their services, but then also at the same time, I'm an affiliate of the services, and I got a commission check. Wasn't expecting it. It's nice to have it, but think about that. Think about you being in a space where not only are you getting new customers, but you have these ongoing customers who work with you on a regular basis, who are begging you to do more stuff for them. They're begging you to pay you to do more stuff for them. Think about you having checks in the mail or PayPal payments in your email inbox because you have tapped into the people who say, I like that, I want that, and you're recommending things to them to not only generate your primary income, but supplemental income too. Hopefully in this session that I've shared with you, you see that there are serious, simple things. I mean, I think some of these things are, to me, simple. Maybe because I've done them. And, there's a phrase that says everything seems impossible until it's not, right? And some of these things in the beginning caused me some anxiety. But now that I can say that I've done these things confidently, they all seem simple to me. But the reality is, in just this 7 solutions list, there are different things that you can do to prepare for opportunities to bring in abundance and revenue into your life and in your business. So hopefully today I've been able to kind of rock your world, open up your eyes to the possibilities of things that you can do, maybe into the possibility that maybe there's subconsciously or actually some things that were blocking you from moving forward. Sometimes the things that we want to do, we contradict ourselves or we hold ourselves back because we are afraid or doubtful. And in just me being honest about those things that I was afraid of, hopefully that created a space for you to be confident in being transparent about your fears and anxieties so that you can move past them. So, again, this is LaShanda Henry, aka Sister Sense, and this is my session for you on how to prepare for opportunities so that you can really become the kind of money magnet, entrepreneur, success seeker that you want to be. I hope that in addition to this, you have the full Money Magnet audio series, because there's so much good in there that I want to share with you. Number one. And number two, hopefully you also have the Money Magnet workbook so that you can print it out and you can just rock out creating your own plan of action when it comes to things that you can really practically, realistically do to, again, bring in and attract abundance into your life and in your business. So that's it for today. I would love to know what you learned, or if you have any questions, feel free to click the gray tab on the right side of the website, sistersense.com, to send me a voice message, or send an email to me at sistersense@gmail.com. So if you can imagine, there's so much more I want to share with you inside of the Money Magnet series. Hopefully, I don't know when you get it, but when I launched it, it was $5. So hopefully you had an opportunity to grab the complete Money Magnet audio series for $5. If it's more than that, listen, opportunities expire and things go up and then they go away. So, hey. But I do hope that you have the complete Money Magnet series if that's something you want to tap into, to learn about more things that you can do as an entrepreneur to manifest more money into your life and into your business. And I want to make sure that, again, if you do have any questions, you can communicate with me via the voice message platform on the website or via email. Alrighty, so continue to go forth and create amazing, and I will do my best to continue to support you on your journey to success, progress, and happiness. Till next time, take care.